Welcome to the Papa Dennis Show. I am Dennis Elliott. It is Monday, November 2nd, a very important date because tomorrow is November 3rd, Election Day, and we'll get into that in just a few moments. But wanted to talk with you about what happened in Graham in Alamance County, which for the benefit of people listening to this program from somewhere else, maybe you're listening to the podcast. I live in Guilford County, North Carolina, in Greensboro, and Alamance County is an adjoining county to Guilford. It's where Burlington, North Carolina, is located. Also, Graham is in Alamance County, and on Saturday there was a peaceful demonstration and a get out the vote demonstration. And the cops responded with pepper gas. They pepper gassed peaceful demonstrators, including elderly people, including children who were in the crowd. And their excuse, the cops' excuse for doing this was that they were blocking traffic. All right, I'm going to piss off some people right now. I'm going to piss off maybe some of my friends, some people who think otherwise. But if you think that the offense of blocking traffic means you can use pepper gas on people, there's something wrong with you. That's the bottom line. You are wrong. There's something wrong with you, okay? And the way you view life and the way you view your fellow man. There is no excuse for using the pepper gas. And we've got video. I'm going to be showing you some video from the event as it happened. This has made national news, international news, I would say. It's probably been viewed around the world. But it's a very shameful thing that happened. We've got our own Bull Connor, I guess, in Alamance County with the Graham Police Department, the Alamance County Police Department. There's no excuse for what they did. Blocking traffic, I don't care how badly traffic is blocked up. Blocking traffic is no excuse to use pepper gas on peaceful demonstrators, okay? That is the bottom line. And if you think otherwise, there's something wrong with you, and you need to look at your values as a human being if you think that this is justified. As I said, this is made national news. This is a headline from the Washington Post today. Peaceful march to the polls in North Carolina met with police pepper spray and arrests, causing outcry on the eve of the election. And you see right there, they are, they're spraying the pepper gas at the people. Now, these cops, these police officers, they knew there were children in the crowd. They knew there were elderly people in this crowd, and they did it anyway. What kind of a person does something like that? There's something wrong with people who do things like this. If their own children had been in this crowd, if their own grandparents or parents had been in this crowd, would they have still sprayed that pepper gas? I don't think so. At least I hope they wouldn't. Maybe some of them would have. I've got some video we'll be showing you. I want to go through this this article here first, though, in case you haven't heard about it, in case you haven't seen any details. They had this march going on in Graham on Saturday. They paused for 8 minutes and 46 seconds in the street, honoring George Floyd, the black man killed by the Minneapolis police officer who knelt on his neck for what was later determined to be 7 minutes and 46 seconds. The participants for the march had intended to conclude at an early voting site to emphasize turnout in the final days of the presidential campaign. Those plans were thrown into disarray when law enforcement officers in riot gear and gas masks insisted demonstrators move off the street and clear county property despite a permit authorizing their presence. They had a permit to do this, all right? But the police saying, well, they were blocking traffic, so we had to do it. No, you don't do something like that for people that are blocking traffic. It's wrong. There's something wrong with you if you feel that that's justified. Among those caught in clouds of the irritant were children as young as 3 years old, as well as elderly residents and a disabled woman. And the video that you'll see here, you'll see this disabled woman. She's in one of these mobile scooters, for people who can't get around, can't walk on their own. And she starts having seizures from the pepper gas. We've got the video that I'll show you here in just a few moments. The episode was live streamed on Facebook by the march's organizer, the Reverend Greg Drumright of Greensboro. This is just amazing that this is going on. He was outraged, of course. To his credit, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper called the incident unacceptable. The Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights under law described the police response as a form of voter suppression. In a statement, the Graham Police Department said its officers had made 8 arrests, arguing that force had been justified by the refusal of demonstrators to disperse after the gathering had reached a level of conduct that led to the rally being deemed unsafe and unlawful by unified command. The department also defended the deployment of what it called a pepper-based vapor, saying its officers, listen to this now, said its officers did not directly spray any participant in the march, an account at odds with the statements of numerous participants. Let's look at the video and see. All right. They also said that they only sprayed the pepper spray at the ground. That was what the Graham Police Department said. Look at this. Look at this photo. I'm sorry. That's spraying above the heads of the demonstrators. So that's a bald-faced lie. But what would you expect? The Alamance County Sheriff's Office issued a one-line tweet saying, unfortunately, the rally in Graham ended due to concerns for the safety of all. Oh, my God. The Alamance County Sheriff's Department, as is mentioned here in the Washington Post article, the office has previously faced scrutiny for what the Justice Department in 2012 called discriminatory policing, leading to a civil rights lawsuit against Terry Johnson, the county sheriff. After a Republican-appointed federal judge dismissed the suit, federal prosecutors agreed to drop the case in exchange for revision. Since then, Johnson has twice won re-election, both times running unopposed. I think it's time for somebody in Alamance County to step up and run against Sheriff Terry Johnson. What else is here in the article? They're planning on another march tomorrow, Tuesday, Election Day. So this is what happened. Here, let me show you this part of the article here. As Drumright negotiated with law enforcement about the rally's layout, some resisted efforts by police to make way for traffic. Whose streets? Our streets, rally-goers cried, interspersed with the refrain, hands up, don't shoot. Almost as soon as the moment of silence ended, rally-goers recalled, an officer yelled, get on the sidewalks, get out, move. About 30 seconds later, the officer deployed pepper spray. That's according to Carrie Kirk Griffin, 38. She's a scheduling coordinator at a local pediatrics office. She said she grabbed her children and moved back. Another person said, I saw people beginning to flee up the sidewalks. I saw a parent carrying a child wearing a princess costume or fairy costume for Halloween who was sobbing and coughing and rubbing her eyes. One demonstrator in a live stream of the incident can be heard exclaiming, the police started this. This was just wrong. All right. One person said that I looked up and a deputy sprayed me in the face. Video posted to social media shows a woman using a mobility chair suffering a seizure as pepper spray was deployed nearby. And we'll look at that video here in just a moment. Another woman said she and her 3-year-old son could not escape the spray, even as they sought to flee the scene. She tried to cover her son's face, but he kept coughing, she said, and she later vomited. Children and elderly people, and they're spraying this pepper gas at these people. For what? They were blocking traffic? I'm sorry, but that is wrong. And I'll say it again. If you feel that it's justified, there's something wrong with you and your values as a human being. Let's take a look at this video. This is 3 minutes and 39 seconds. I think I'll run the whole thing, but we'll let's just say this is some scenes from the incident on Saturday.
Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? For a change. As we have asked the city of Graham and all officials to assist us in closing these streets, to bring people to the polls. But before we get there, we're going to stop by here. Somebody say, we're going to stop by here and have a conversation.
You saw the children in the crowd.
We'll build our stage first. If you all will hang tight, y'all, if you have to, just party. The streets belong to us.
Clear the roadway. Clear the road.
If you don't clear the roadway, you will be arrested.
Move to your designated area. And this is what you do to us. This is why we march.
Let's go. Let's go. Inside the field. Nope. You're under arrest. For real? You're under arrest. Go to camera.
You sprayed the kid out.
I did.
Hey, yo, you got on a jacket. Yo,
hey, sir, you dropped your safety.
You
did drop your safety.
You owe it to the people that come behind this generation.
That's right.
Every time we demand change, change comes. Don't give up. Do not give up.
Get back up.
There's the woman having the seizure.
What you do? They gonna keep spraying us in the face, man.
We can walk in the east and to the west. This is your second warning.
We were willing to power off. You escalated this situation.
If you do not cease your unlawful behavior at the Alamance County Historic Courthouse and disperse peacefully, you will be arrested.
Whose street?
Our street. What do we want? Where do we want it?
And right there, they showed him spraying it right up into the people.
We're moving. Go.
I'm going.
Go.
I'm going.
Go.
Don't touch my camera.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Don't touch my camera. I'm not touching your stuff. Don't touch mine.
Go.
All right. That's disturbing to say the least. Very disturbing. This is a news story that ran on WFMY News 2, and you see they're spraying it above the crowd into people's faces. They lied about what they did. So let's watch a little bit of this news story here.
New tonight, take a good look. This right here is one of several times sheriff's deputies pepper sprayed voters at a March to the Polls event in Graham today. Many of them were left with burning eyes. 8 people were dragged off to jail. Law enforcement says the crowd was blocking traffic and refused orders to move. And late tonight, Governor Roy Cooper tweeted in response, "This incident is unacceptable. Peaceful demonstrators should be able to have their voices heard, and voter intimidation in any form cannot be tolerated." WFY News 2's Itanese McMiller was in Graham on the ground as it all unfolded.
Today's rally in Alamance County was about justice and change for the next generation. It was supposed to end at the polls, but it ended here at the Alamance County Detention Center. 8 demonstrators were arrested. Police say a moment of silence in the roadway is what led to it all. Running for safety. Pepper spray, blurring the sight of a crowd with a clear vision to lead folks to the polls in Alamance County. But that never happened.
And I got pepper sprayed while somebody was cleaning my eyes out with saline. That's how bad today was. Reverend Drumright had planned a peaceful event. There was no reason for law enforcement to come out the way that they did.
Keynote speaker Reverend Greg Drumright was among 8 people arrested outside the Grand Courthouse.
We are fed up with this kind of treatment in Alamance County. We did nothing illegal. We were permitted to be on that courthouse square.
The Alamance County Sheriff's Department sent this news release saying demonstrators stopped in the roadway for 8 minutes and 40 seconds, symbolic to George Floyd's death. This backed up traffic. Deputies say after that moment of silence, they ordered the crowd to clear the roadway. And when people didn't move out, pepper spray was sprayed at the ground. Those who stuck around after several warnings were arrested. Organizer and keynote speaker Reverend Drumright says he plans to hold a press conference tomorrow at noon in Burlington to talk about what happened here in Alamance County.
All right. That obviously untrue what they said about just spraying it at the ground. You saw the pictures. You saw the video. They blocked traffic for 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes. That is not justification for pepper spraying these people, these peaceful demonstrators, children, the elderly. What kind of a person does something like that? What kind of a person thinks it's justified? There's something wrong with somebody who feels that this is justified, okay? That's the bottom line. Look at yourself if you think that this is justified. Look deep into yourself. There's something wrong there. All right. This is just very upsetting. We'll see what happens tomorrow. What else is going on? Here's what you need to know about voting on Election Day in Guilford County, and this, maybe applies to a lot of other things. Polls are open, and this is for North Carolina, of course. Polls are open from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. Voters in line at their assigned polling place at 7:30 will be able to vote. You can find out where to vote. Go online, look up your local board of election, and find out where your precinct is if you don't know. Voters who filled out an absentee ballot must return it by 5 p.m. tomorrow to the County Board of Elections, all right? Absentee ballots received after that will be counted only if they are postmarked only before Election Day and received by mail no later than 5 p.m. November 12th. Ballots without a postmark must be received by Election Day. All right, so get out and vote. Do what you can. If you haven't voted yet, get out there. A lot of people have voted already. I want you to look at this. 4 million. Let me refresh this and see if they've updated it anymore. Nope. 4,550,963 votes in North Carolina so far. That includes in-person votes and returned and accepted mail ballots. This is updated. This was updated today. So 4,550,963. How many people voted in 2016? I want you to look at how close we came to matching the number of people who voted in 2016 just with our early votes. Here are the presidential results from 2016 in North Carolina. 4,629,471 votes were cast for president in North Carolina in 2016. 4,629,471, and we're already at 4,550,963. We missed it by less than 2%. And they're still counting the mail ballots that are coming in. All right, so we've still got those to come in, and we should get results as soon as the polls close at 7:30. We should get all of these votes right here, this 4,550,963 votes. We should know who voted for who just as soon as the polls close at 7:30 for all of these early votes. And then it'll take a little bit longer for the votes that come in tomorrow to be tabulated and added to the total. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. The breakdown is very interesting as far as Democrats, Republicans, no party affiliation. Of those 4,550,963 votes, 37.4% are Democrats, 31.7% are Republicans, and no party affiliation, 30.3%. How much more, how close will that get after the vote tomorrow? We'll find out. But that is very interesting right there. 4,550,963, less than 2%. We came within of matching the number of votes that were cast in 2016. I am very nervous about tomorrow. I feel I'd rather be in this position than the other way, but as far as the number of Democrats and Republicans that have voted so far, but I'm still very nervous because I remember how shocked and surprised I was in 2016 when the Orange Man won. It was shocking. It's still shocking. The level of disappointment that people felt. I don't want to go through that again, and I fear we might. It's scary to think about that, but we'll see. If you haven't voted yet, get out and vote tomorrow, okay? Figure out a way to get out there and vote. And the only other thing going on I wanted to talk about was Donald Trump saying he might fire Fauci. At least there. Listen to this right here. This is from a Florida rally, a Florida Trump rally last night.
Have a safe vaccine that ends the pandemic. Without it, it's rounding the. I say it drives them crazy. It's rounding the turn, because all they want to do, you turn in the news, COVID, 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 COVID. would like to talk about COVID, and then next thing, here's what happens November 4th. You won't hear too much about it. You won't hear too much about it.
Who believes that? Now listen, the crowd is chanting "Fire Fauci." Trump loves that.
Don't tell anybody, but let me wait till a little bit after the election.
Yeah, if he had any guts, he'd do it now, but he won't. Excuse me. And as I understand it, he can't even fire Fauci. It's not his. He can't do it. He can try to put pressure on some other people who can fire him to do it, but I don't think he can fire Fauci. So we're okay there. Hey, listen, thanks for joining us today. And let's see how it comes out tomorrow. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do anything tomorrow. It's probably going to be Wednesday before I can come back on and do another live stream. Wednesday after the election. I hope when we do, we'll know something and we'll have some good news to report. But in the meantime, take care, okay? Get out there and vote. Help people get out and vote. If you can if you can help somebody get to the polls and vote, do so. Let's put an end to this menace of Donald Trump, okay? Thanks for joining us today on the Papa Dennis Show. I am Dennis Elliott, and we thank you again for joining us. We'll talk to you maybe tomorrow, although I sort of doubt it. Probably be on Wednesday, hopefully. And